Good morning, children, and welcome to all of you in online classes. Dear students, we have discussed two chapters in Flamingo book. The first chapter is the last lesson, and the second chapter is Lost Spring. And we have also discussed one poem in the same book. And after that, dear students, today I am going to teach you the second poem in the same book, Flamingo. And the name of poem is An Elementary School Classroom in Islam. This poem, An Elementary School Classroom in Islam, dear students, has been composed by one of the renowned poet of English literature, or his name is Stephen Spender, who was born in 1909 and he died in 1995. First of all, I want to tell you briefly about the poet Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender was an English poet and essayist, or he left University College Oxford without taking any degree, without completing his education, because his intention was to become socialist, to become pacifist, or he took keen interest in politics and declared himself as a pacifist and socialist. This particular poem, An Elementary School Classroom in Islam, composed by Spender, is about social injustice and social discrimination in the society. Dear students, this particular poet is trying to raise this burning issue, social injustice and social inequalities, which are seen in our societies. To this sensitive issue he tries to highlight through this poem. So today I will tell you the summary of the poem. Dear students, one question is given in the beginning, or the question is, have you ever visited or seen an elementary school classroom in Islam? Second part of the question, what does it look like? So obviously many of you have visited primary school, but what does it look like? Or especially the school running in slum area, primary school running in slum area. Dear students, the poet Stephen Spender has raised this genuine question, or the condition of elementary school classroom in slum areas are very miserable, is very bad. There is no facility of drinking water, there is no facility of proper sanitation, there is no proper sanitation, proper ventilation, or it looks like hell. If you have visited any primary school, especially running in slum areas, in low economic standard areas. Dear students, now there are 4 parts of the poem, or today I will tell you the summary. In first part of the poem, poet describes about the condition of students who are sitting and studying in elementary classroom, running in slum areas, running in low economic standard areas. Or he says that the children who are studying in such schools, they are far away from nature. They are far away from the powerful waves of the sea. They have not got chance to visit natural places and to enjoy the beauty of nature. Or he tells about firstly the first student who is a tall girl or who is sitting in the classroom, dark classroom, or her head has been bent. The reason because of not eating proper food, because of her stomach is empty, because of her situation, that the tall girl's head has been bent. She is sitting in the class but unable to concentrate. Tall, beautiful girl, the first student situation. The second student is a very thin boy, or he is as thin as paper. Metaphor poetic device has been used. Or this particular boy is also suffering in the same situation, have not got opportunity to eat properly, have not got proper nutrition and proper food in his life. Or this boy, second boy, is suffering from one of the disease that has been gifted by his parents to him. The second boy. Or this boy is reciting his lesson from his desk. The second boy. Though his stomach is empty, though he is undernourished, though he is in not good situation, and even he got that disease which was gifted to him, transferred to him by his parents. But unfortunately, the boy is sitting and reciting his lessons from his desk in that adverse situation. And the third student is a cute boy, or who is physically present in the class but mentally in outside. Busy in game of squirrel, he is always thinking about that. So this is the condition of the students who are sitting in elementary classroom, running in slum areas. That is, and in next stanza, poet says that in dark classroom, dirty classroom, on the faded walls, sour cream walls, there are two pictures. One is the picture of Shakespeare, or second, one map which was actually describing the actual picture of the world. The two things were displayed, two gifted items. Or these items were gifted, these two things were displayed on the faded walls of elementary school classroom. And dear students, that in that map, many good things were shown in that scenery, in that map. Big buildings, tireless valley, beautiful garden, valleys, ships. So means what I want to tell you that in map, in that scenery, the good things were shown. But poet here wants to tell us कि for the children who are sitting in elementary school classroom, for them their world is this dark and dirty classroom. Not that world, not that dunya which has been shown in that map, in that scenery. Their life is as unclear as fog. In third stanza, dear students, the poet further says that these children are far away from natural things, or he says that the two examples, the two things which have been displayed on the faded walls of elementary school classroom, these two items are not suitable examples for the children sitting in elementary classroom. Because children are not learning anything from that map which has been displayed or that picture of great dramatist and poet Mr. Shakespeare. They are not learning anything, because in such limited resources they can never be a great dramatist and great poet like Shakespeare, or they can never go such places which are beyond the places are beyond their reach shown in the map. For one more thing I want to tell you, dear students, instead of giving any positive impact on the children, these things are creating negative impact. The big buildings spreading different parts of the cities, they are alluring the children, they are attracting the children, they are forcing the children to steal. So children are not learning good things, good habits, but they are fascinating them, or after that they are forced to steal. So this is the condition he tells in the third stanza. Shakespeare's picture and that map is not giving any lesson to the children. Or he tells that the children's life starts from rubbish and it ends in rubbish. Where there is future is as unclear as fog. Or he says that the children who are sitting and studying in elementary classroom, they live in a very polluted atmosphere. They are very thin, even their bones are peeping through their skins. Their bones are visible. Anybody can count one. Or their eyesights have become weak in very young age because of living in polluted atmosphere, because of not getting proper food and nutrition. Or they are forced to wear spectacles, repaired spectacles. Oh, the condition of spectacles are not good, dear students, but they are forced to wear. Or poet says in the last stanza, dear students, he appeals in the last stanza, fourth stanza, to the governor, to the authority, to the visitors, that in place of these sceneries and map, they should make big windows so that children can get proper light, so that there will be a proper ventilation in the classroom. Or he also says, dear students, in the further lines, that they take these children to the nature from such dirty areas, from slum areas, dear students, and give them chance to run on sands, give them chance to enjoy the beauty of nature. Or when in their mind will be refreshed, or when their stomach will be properly filled, or in that situation if the book will be given to them, so they will create history. Their future will be as bright as sun. So this is the appeal of the poet. I have told you the summary today, dear students. So this poem is especially to highlight the social inequalities and social injustice that is going on in our societies. Dear students, you will write the summary of this poem, An Elementary School Classroom in Islam, composed by Mr. Stephen Spender. Understood? And in next lecture, I will teach you line by line. Thank you, dear students.